Hello, welcome to a Friday afternoon edition of Mornings with Stanley. It's been a busy day for a day off. Did my resistance training and then walked the dogs. This morning I had to go to the cemetery. There's a couple that grew up, it's a brother and sister that grew up at St. Mark, and they had two cemetery plots, and neither one of them planned on being buried here. So one lives in Wichita Falls, the other in Houston, Spring, north of Houston, and they deeded them to St. Mark for St. Mark to give to somebody in need who would need a cemetery plot. So we're probably going to contact one of the two funeral homes here and say if anybody just can't afford a plot or it looks like they need one, we'll just give them one or both. So met them, and the ones from Wichita Falls. I used to be in Wichita Falls, and they go to Floral Heights Methodist Church, and I was at University Methodist Church, but they know people I know, several people who went to university, several people. Our old church secretary, Marilyn, and her husband, Jim, they go to Floral Heights, and they know them. So anyway, it's good to have that little connection. And anyway, then did some shopping, grocery shopping, and other stuff. And went to the bank, and that's more than you want to know. And now it's ready. I'm ready to record this, and if Stanley would just get down on the ground and let me read, I wouldn't have to kick him out. Lucy is outside. She's been out most of the... There, let's just see if I just put you down. Nope, you're not going to do it. Okay, he just wants to be the center of my attention, but he's not going to be for a few minutes. No, Stanley, come on, let's go. Good boy. He's such a good puppy, as is Lucy. Okay, we are on Friday of week 28, In Christ by E. Stanley Jones. The secret, pray about it. Another blessed passage. That in Christ the blessing of Abraham might come upon the Gentiles, that we might receive the promise of the Spirit through faith. That's Galatians 3:14. That in Christ Jesus the blessing of Abraham might come upon the Gentiles. What was that blessing of Abraham? As I went up by train through Mesopotamia, now Iraq, after the First World War, the guard called out, "Next station, Ur of the Chaldees." When I got out and looked at the barren wastes and mounds of rubble, I said to an Englishman, "Well, this is a place Abraham got out of." He replied, "Well, no wonder." When Abraham got out of it, however, it was the center of a thriving civilization. He went out of that thriving civilization in answer to an inner creative urge, an urge which eventuated in the founding of a great people, the Jewish people. The spirit within him was the creative spirit. Paul said that the promise of the creative spirit received by faith is what we receive in Christ Jesus. That creative spirit works on small and on large scales. In a YMCA in Madras, a beehive of young life, someone told of how George Williams, the founder of the YMCA, was asked, "What is the secret of your success?" He replied, "There is no secret, it is all open. We see a need, pray about it, and then do something about it." Very simple and very effective. The secret was in the second step. Pray about it. Prayer has been defined as self-surrender to the creative spirit. Faith is betting your life on the creative spirit. When this happens, you desert, like Abraham, outer brilliance with no soul in it to found creative movements. You do it by faith. Faith doesn't do it. It's not faith in faith, but faith which is purely receptivity that lets you receive the promised Spirit, the Spirit of creation and recreation or recreation. You become a creative person because you are possessed by the creative Spirit. Here's our prayer for today. O creative Spirit, I receive you by faith. Take all my powers and put a plus to them. Think through my mind, love through my emotions, act through my will, and be through my being. Make every part creative. And our affirmation for the day. The Spirit within me, the center of creative power in the universe within me, wonder of wonders. Jesus is Lord.